Okay, paragraph 2 of Federalist Paper number 1. This idea will add the inducements of philanthropy to those of patriotism, to heighten the solicitude which all considered and good men must feel for the event. Happy will it be if our choice should be directed by a judicious estimate of our true interests, unperplexed and unbiased by considerations not connected with the public good. He says it will be a blessing, it would be great if people who will consider this Constitution were going to deliberate on it, will keep not only their feelings of patriotism in heart and mind, but also have that philanthropy, the fact that hopefully they'll be thinking of not only their own future, but their other fellow human beings that they live with. And we're hoping that they will pay attention, a judicious estimate of our true interests. In other words, they really, really weigh in and see what our true interests are, what will make this country go forward in a better way. And hopefully they won't be biased, and their thoughts will not be, they won't be thinking about what's in it for just my group, for my state only, or for my piece of state, the little area that I live in. Hopefully they'll be judicious. They will be thoughtful in a good way about their future. But here is one of the important things that not only Hamilton here, but Madison in the papers confront. And they're very, very realistic about human nature. See what he says. But this is a thing more ardently to be wished than seriously to be expected. He says we can wish for this, even though I want to think that majority of people of the United States who are going to consider this Constitution will be thinking of everyone's future, not just their own. But this is wishful thinking. This is something that's going to be ardently to be wished than seriously to be expected. You can't be a serious person as far as being serious as having studied human history and expecting that people will not think of themselves first before they think of what's best for someone else or for another community or for another tribe. So he's being very realistic here. And this is what makes these papers, I think, timeless, because they seriously look at how human beings have acted in the past. They don't dream about it. They're not dreamy. They look and see. We know when we look at history, a lot of human beings put themselves first, just think of what's best for them. So it would be wise of us as we go forward to know that a lot of people who are against this Constitution, who will come out against this Constitution, it's because it might be against their interests. The plan offered to our deliberations affects too many particular interests, innovates upon too many local institutions, not to involve in its discussion a variety of objects foreign to its merits and of views, passions, and prejudices little favorable to the discovery of truth. He's being very realistic. He says, because of the Constitution that we have put before you, it is going to ask you to look at your national interest in a bigger way. We don't want you just to be Virginians or North Carolinians. We don't want you just to think of South Carolina or Georgia or Pennsylvania. We want you to think of all of what is going to be United States of America. And because we think a lot of people in these different states are going to think that they're going to lose their jobs, or something is going to happen that they are going to lose. It's going to hurt their interests. Whatever business they are in, they think that their business might be hurt, and they won't make as much money. Sometimes, he says, somebody, for example, that's in Pennsylvania up here, sees himself as maybe one day becoming the governor of Pennsylvania, or somebody who is higher up in the government. But the minute we get united, that person might be afraid that he might not be able to get that post. And it's the same thing for all the other states. So he says we have to be wise that a lot of people that are going to criticize us, they're going to be people that will criticize this Constitution just because they're going to lose a little bit of their money, or they think they're going to lose it, so they'll attack it. It's not because they have your interest in mind. It's because they're thinking about their own pockets. They're thinking about their position wherever they are. They might lose a position they have. Like if this Constitution is going to say that we are going to, the national government is going to be in charge of collecting imposts or tariffs. Let's say when shipment comes in, it is going to be the national government officers that are going to collect taxes. So whoever who has that position right now in these states is going to say, no, this is against my interest. It doesn't benefit me. So they will be against this new Constitution. So remember that. It's telling the people of the states, especially people of New York, that those who think they're going to lose some money are going to criticize this Constitution, maybe fabricate stuff, say things that are not true at all, and this way they might trick you. They might trick you and not let you see the advantages of this Constitution. Okay, now these are the 13 colonies. This is Georgia, this is South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland is right here, Delaware is right there, very small, tiny state, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York. New York extends to right here. This little island belongs to New York too. Then you're looking at Connecticut here, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and this area, which will become the state of Maine, at this time was part of Massachusetts. I know you cannot see this map as clearly as possible with my camera, but it's real easy. You can pull it up on your computer and easily see where the borders are of these states. And notice majority of them, okay, one side of them, majority of them are by the Atlantic coast. And that is one thing that you have to remember. Another thing that you have to remember is that the southern states used to call the northern states eastern states. Why? Because you look at this line right here, all the southern states are over here, and most of the northeastern states, New England states, are to the east of them, right up here. So sometimes they would call them eastern states. So keep that in mind. This is the map of the 13 colonies. See, this is 1775. This is just the beginning of the Revolution, beginning of the American Revolution. At that time, we did not have the states of Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, a lot of these Louisiana. So just focus on these 13 colonies that are going to soon be independent states. Okay, so we'll come back and look at the next paragraph of Federalist 1, and then look at the map again and talk a little bit more about it.